All right, so today we're diving into something really wild. It's a fascinating interpretation of an ancient religious text that claims to have the secrets of time and space encoded right inside of it. We're talking about a theory that connects centuries-old stories to the very fabric of our reality.
And our whole journey starts with this one central mystery. I mean, just think about that question. How can a cooked fish come back to life? It sounds completely impossible, right? But this single bizarre miracle is the key to this whole thing.
And that very event is mentioned right here in the Quran's 18th chapter, a section known as Surah Al-Kahf. Now, according to the theory we're exploring, this isn't just a miracle story. No, it's the key. It's the event that supposedly unlocks a much, much deeper understanding of reality. It's so weird, it practically begs you to take a closer look.
Right, so let's get into this miracle fish mystery. The argument goes that this is not just some random one-off miracle. It's meant to be a signpost, a deliberate glitch in the system, you know? It's designed to make us stop and go, wait a minute, how does that even work? It's there to make us question everything we think we know about cause and effect.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this fish, we've got to zoom out a bit. We need to look at the chapter that it's in, which is actually famous for a whole other story. The tale of these sleepers, who basically hibernate for hundreds of years inside a cave. You see, the context is everything.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This interpretation puts the story side by side with other traditions, and what it points out is that the Quranic version has these, well, almost scientific details. Things like the cave having two openings, for air circulation, and the sleepers being turned over so they don't get bed sores. The idea here is that the miracle isn't just breaking the laws of nature, it's working through them. It's plausible. So let's zero in on that Quranic version. Because the story of a 300-year nap, it's our first huge clue about the nature of time itself. It's not just about sleeping for a long, long time, it's about how that time is actually experienced.
Yeah, 309 years. That's the number. 309 lunar years they were asleep. But here's the kicker. When they finally woke up, it felt like maybe a day had passed, maybe part of a day. An entire lifetime just gone, experienced in what felt like a moment. Just, wow. So what's the takeaway? Well, according to this theory, the story is basically a narrative demonstration of the relativity of time. It's showing us that time isn't this constant ticking clock we all imagine it to be. It can be stretched, it can be compressed. A concept that, sounds an awful lot like what modern physics talks about. It's saying our whole idea of linear time might just be an illusion. All right, that was clue number 1. Time is flexible. Now for clue number 2, which comes from another story in the exact same chapter. This one's about the prophet Moses and a journey he takes with his super wise but really mysterious guide. And believe me, this is where things get even more counterintuitive. We're talking about the logic of chaos. So on this journey, the guide does 3 things that just seem wrong. I mean, first, he damages a perfectly good boat. Then he kills a young man. And finally, he rebuilds a falling down wall for people who were rude to them. To Moses and to anyone watching, these acts look totally chaotic, even cruel. They make absolutely no sense. But then comes the explanation. And it turns out every single one of those seemingly destructive acts had a hidden positive purpose. Damaging the boat? That saved it from being seized by a tyrant who was taking all the good boats. Killing the youth? Well, that spared his devout parents from a future of pain because he was going to bring them ruin. And the wall? It was protecting a hidden treasure for 2 orphans who would need it later. See? It's a totally different kind of cause and effect at play. The term this interpretation gives it is divine synchronicity. The idea is that events aren't just a simple A causes B chain reaction. Instead, they're all woven together by this hidden meaning that plays out across time, past, present, and future. It's kind of like we're watching a movie one frame at a time. But this guide, he's seen the whole thing, start to finish. He knows how it all connects. So, you've got these 2 huge ideas on the table. Time that can bend and stretch, and a hidden logic connecting events. The big question is, how do they fit together? Well, this is where we get to the final reveal, the grand theory about what this chapter is really supposed to be. Is it a cosmic map? According to this interpretation, we're not just looking at a collection of moral stories here. No, it's way, way deeper than that. Think of it more like a blueprint, Or maybe a set of operating instructions for reality itself.
Yeah, the central argument is that this whole chapter is basically a metaphysical map of space-time. It's structured to be a guide for navigating a reality that isn't linear, a reality that has multiple dimensions. The stories aren't just parables. They're supposed to be case studies in how time and causality really work behind the curtain.
And look at how it's structured. The theory says this chapter acts like a cosmic axis in the Quran. It keeps echoing the same idea about time. You've got a story about the past, a prophet dead for 100 years, and it feels like a day. You have the present story of the sleepers, 309 years, feeling like a day. And then it points to the future, Judgment Day, where all of human history is said to feel like, you guessed it, a single day. It's this constant repetition, hammering home the point that our sense of time is just one limited perspective. And that brings us all the way back to the fish. So what about the fish? It's the trigger, it's the anomaly, it's that moment where the map gets unfurled. That impossible event of it coming back to life is the signal, both to Moses in the story and to us, the readers, that the normal rules are about to be suspended. It's the gateway to this other dimension of reality.
So are ancient texts actually blueprints for reality? I mean, this whole interpretation basically reframes a sacred book as this incredibly complex code, a user manual for spacetime. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secrets might be hiding in plain sight in texts like this, just waiting for someone to find the right key?